So I came out to do some fishing, and that didn't happen because, as you can see, it is pouring rain out there. Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm in the shelter at Kelso now, but I got soaked through on my way here from where I was. Way out on the break wall out there. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a lovely swim to where I am right now. And I'm just waiting for the rain to cut out. Then I'm gonna go home, drop off my fishing gear, change my raincoat and hang it up because it's absolutely useless, grab an umbrella, and probably go out for breakfast. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, so somebody did set up some lights back here for an event. I'm not sure the event is going to happen, but there are some lights set up for an event, and as you can see, I'm soaking wet here. Raincoat didn't do squat, so yeah. Yeah, I'm soaking wet. The rain is easing up, so I think I might take a chance and make the mad dash back home pretty soon. But yeah, that was some pretty impressive rainfall, I gotta tell you. Yeah. So yeah, what is atheism? What is atheism? Atheism is not science. These are not the same thing. No atheist has ever claimed that atheism equals science. This is literally an evangelical fundamentalist straw man created by religious apologists to try to make atheists look ridiculous by telling us that we think that atheism is science. It's not science. It is philosophy, it is the philosophical position that there are no gods. None. And when I say there are no gods, I mean there is no Jesus, there is no Jehovah Yahweh, there is no Allah, there is also no Zeus, there is no Odin, there is no Osiris, there is no Quetzalcoatl, there is no Shiva. There's no Shiva. There's no Ganesh. There's no Huitzilopochtli. There is no Isis and Osiris. There is no Nehushtan. There are no gods, period. So it's not about your God specifically, it's about all the gods. All the gods are equally nonsensical. And when I say there are no gods, I include Satan, because Satan is the ancient Jewish god of personal accountability and agriculture, the Christian god of evil, and the Islamic god of stupidity. But he was also the ancient Semitic god of farming. He was a farming god, which is why Judaism hated him, because they were all about nomadic herding. They were nomadic herdsmen who hated farmers. Hence the Cain and Abel story. Cain, the farmer, murders his brother Abel because Abel is chosen by Jehovah Yahweh, who were two separate deities at the time, brothers, whose wife Ashara gave birth to Satan. Yeah. This is all part of primitive Judaism. Yeah. Yeah. But in any case, the Bible recounts the story of the animosity between the superior nomadic herdsmen, the warriors and raiders who wander through the land grazing their cattle and sheep, versus the degenerate and evil farmers who build fences and who turn perfectly good grazing land into cropland, thereby thwarting the divine purpose of the Jehovah Yahweh, which is that all men should be shepherds and herdsmen and nomadic warriors. This is reiterated throughout the books of Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Numbers, as well as the book of Judges. Nomadic herdsmen are morally superior to farmers. The message is hammered home repeatedly. Farming is a degenerate act, and it is not blessed by the Jehovah Yahweh. Yeah, we don't believe any of that nonsense, though, and we fully expect that farming will continue to be a normal part of life. Farming. It's much more effective than nomadic herding, especially in a world as crowded as the one we have today. So yes, I'm on the side of the farmers. Absolutely. I'm on the side of the farmers. Yeah. And you will notice in the Bible, Cain is afraid of other people, strangers who he will meet. And he needs a mark put on him to protect him from being killed by strangers. He also goes into the land of Nod and marries a woman from the land of Nod. Yeah. Jews understand this. Jews understand that there were other people, they just weren't created by the Jehovah Yahweh. Christians and Muslims, they don't understand this. They don't get it because, I don't know, because they don't really read their book of myths and magic spells as literal history. They read it as however they want it to sound at that moment. Yeah. So credit to Jews. They at least keep to their mythology accurately. And yeah, Christians and Muslims need to either learn how Jewish mythology works or stop using it. Thank you. Because it's really fucking annoying. But I'm digressing here. I don't believe in any of those gods. I don't believe in any of them. So, where do I get my morals from? Well, I get them from the fact that I'm a sane, rational being living in a world where humans have evolved to get along with each other. Where getting along with each other is an evolved characteristic. Where constantly being at each other's throats all the time is going to leave us dead, for the simple reason that humans are not physically strong. We're not. We don't have claws, we don't have big killing teeth. Out on the African veld, the African savanna, one human alone is lion chow. And I've said this before in other videos. One human alone is lion chow. Humans need to be able to live in groups in order to survive. And if one person is a completely horrible person in a hunter-gatherer group, the rest of them will simply abandon him. And he will be lion chow. The lions will eat him. So it made sense from a survival standpoint to get along with each other. So the genetic propensity for getting along was reinforced in humans, especially in humans, because humans in particular, of all the great apes, are most in need of the ability to get along with each other because we are the weakest of the great apes. Yeah, we're smarter than them, but we're also weaker than them, which means that we need to work together as a team in order to avoid being lion chow. We also need to work together as a team in order to bring down the elephants and the zebra and the gazelle and all the other animals that are protein for us. We need to work in a group in order to be able to gather successfully and safely in a world full of lions and leopards who will eat us if we are not cooperating with each other. And yes, somebody has to stand guard at night, and they have to be trustworthy. Yeah. Somebody has to be trustworthy to stand guard at night. Everybody has to trust everybody else because everybody gets their turn standing guard at night to make sure the lions don't sneak in and eat somebody. Because, yeah, tonight it might be that other guy, but tomorrow night it could be you. And that is the reality that primitive humans lived with. You cooperate with each other and get along with each other, or you become lion chow. There is no third option. There is no striking out into the wilderness and bravely starting civilization all by yourself. That does not happen outside of fairy tales. It cannot be done in the real world because humans have to work in groups. And yes, you can have one asshole who goes out into the world, grabs a bunch of women from weaker tribes and takes them for himself, but eventually he's going to have to sleep. He's going to have to sleep. And when he does, the women are going to escape. And they're going to take the fire with them. And when he wakes up, cold and alone, surrounded by hungry lions, he's not going to have a whole lot of options. He's going to die. The lions are going to eat him. And they might not kill him first before they start ripping out his intestines. He might still be alive and aware and feeling every bit of it. So yeah, something to think about. Evolution favors humans who get along with other humans. Evolution does not favor humans who are complete assholes to other humans. Evolution disfavors them and condemns them to being lion chow. Now, admittedly, in the modern Western world, there is a propensity to admire the asshole, to admire the bully and the goon. And those people are, yes, exalted in modern Western society. But that's because we live in a world where there are no lions. We live in a world where you can live in a house in suburbia and be a complete dick to your neighbors, and you don't have to worry about your neighbors shunning you and rejecting you. Which is why American suburbanites don't understand, and most evangelical fundamentalist Christians are American suburbanites. They don't understand the survival benefit of getting along because they don't have the pressure to get along anymore. Which is why they're such massive assholes. Yes, the American suburbanite asshole. Absolutely. Yeah. So they live in a world now where, yeah, you don't have to worry about lions. You've got your armload of Armalite penis extenders. You've got your giant SUV. You've got your locked door on your suburban ranch bungalow or your McMansion, and you've got a shotgun pointed at the front door just in case some neighbor comes up, knocks on your door and says, "Would you like some cake?" Because, yeah, getting along with your neighbors is no longer necessary in American suburbia. Yeah. And this has consequences. One of those consequences is that, yes, Americans growing up in American suburbia do not understand the benefits of getting along with other people. Yeah. They've got their Armalite penis extenders, their Glock penis extenders. They've got their ability to send rounds downrange across the front yard at anybody who so much as steps a toe onto their front lawn, even to pick up their own hat or their ball. And their property rights are sacred over the lives of other people. And they'll defend that because they're assholes. They are assholes. They don't know their neighbors. They don't care to get along with their neighbors. And yes, their attitude is if they want companionship, they'll go to a strip club after church. And they'll pay a stripper a couple $100 to give them companionship for a few hours, and then kick her out and threaten to shoot her if she comes back. Yeah. 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 the American suburbanite asshole, the internet apologist asshole, the man who doesn't understand why rape is wrong. Because, well, if it doesn't say it in the Bible, it doesn't matter. And while he knows rape is illegal, he also understands that the Bible doesn't forbid rape. But he wants to know how atheists justify not endorsing rape. Well, it's really simple. You teach women to hate you, they're going to kill you. Because, yeah, sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. And even if they don't kill you, they might take away your ability to live. In the traditional sense, on the African savannah, where a group of women can gather up the fire, gather up all the weapons and tools, and sneak off, while the asshole of the tribe sleeps. When the asshole wakes up alone with no fire and no weapons, surrounded by hungry lions, again, yeah, he's fucked. And that's just a fact of life. It's just a fact of life, you know? And to a modern American suburbanite, that just doesn't register. Because he's never had to worry about lions. He's never needed other people because he's always had wealth. He's got family wealth that he claims he generated himself, when in fact he inherited a sizable chunk. If not the money, then the social connections to make the money. Because without connections, you have a bitch of a time getting a job. Absolutely. And family connections are the best connections. So yeah, intergenerational wealth, the safety and shelter of modern suburbia. You don't need to get along with people. So you could be as big a dick as you want and show the world how small your dick really is. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. But on the African savannah, you need to depend on your neighbors to protect you from lions and to protect you from other marauding assholes because, well, yeah, there's always going to be some marauding assholes out there, and a tribe is stronger than one person. A tribe of people who get along is stronger than one lone person who gets along with nobody. This is also why American survivalists are doomed. They believe they can sit in their bunker all by themselves with their stockpile of buckets of food and their guns and their ammo, and just shoot anybody who gets too close to the entrance of their bunker. And they'll be safe in the event that everything falls apart. Ignoring the fact that, no, they won't. They will get an infection from a paper cut and they will die in agony. They will catch a cold from a mouse and they will die in agony. They will get bit by something and they will die of rabies. Meanwhile, the people who get along in a tribe, who form a group and get along with each other, those people will survive because instead of sitting in a bunker with freeze-dried rations, they'll be farming and hunting and building and teaching and learning. And they'll be able to rebuild civilization from scratch, not because they're big and strong, but because they are a group. And collectively, that group is stronger than the biggest, strongest moron out there in his bunker. You know what survival of the fittest is? It's not survival of the biggest, strongest moron. It's survival of the people who are best fitted for survival. That is, the people who can get along with each other, work together as a team, and yeah, maybe they have some physical disabilities, maybe they have some mental disabilities, but they can get along as a group and work together. And that is the secret of human survival. Not being bigger and meaner than the other guy, but getting along with each other. That has always been the secret of human survival. And that's something that Americans consistently fail to comprehend. It's not about one big guy running everything. It's about a whole bunch of little guys working together. That's what labor unions are for. That's what socialism is. That's what a successfully surviving tribe runs on, and that's what civilization runs on. It's not one big guy bellowing commands and punishing anybody who doesn't obey him. It's a whole bunch of little guys sitting down together and figuring out what works and then doing what works. Because that is how civilization works. So yeah, that's how it works.